Hi everyone, it's Kasia from tarotmap, and this is a via to Tom Benjamin, and it is about decks that make me happy. And I have a lot of decks, so I'm just going to focus on where I'm at now and what decks bring me kind of joy and happiness, and decks that I love to use and that really, kind of bring smile to my face and that I want to reach for and I'm excited about. So the deck that I totally fell in love with recently, and if you follow my Instagram you will know how much I have posted with this deck, and I would still be posting with it, but I'm just feeling like, I like to change things around so my feed doesn't just show one deck. I have so many amazing decks, but this deck, it's called Tarot Ozarks, and it's so amazing. It's a deck by Pranic Room, and they also on Instagram, and it's like a modern take on Marseille tarot, and I love to use it. It reads so well for me. It makes me happy because of the colors and because the papers and justice are connected through like Black Madonna image. And it's just one of those amazing decks. So you know that I love traditional decks in general. They bring me happiness and they make me happy, like Jeanne d'Oro or Jeanne Noblet, but this deck is definitely right now taking the first seat in the, in my Tarot de Marseille love. And so I wanted to show you the Seven of Swords. It's so beautiful. In general, the coloring of this deck is just so amazing, but check this out. It's so gorgeous. I hope that, the camera gives you the right coloring, because I have the artificial light on now. I'm in Europe, so the days are getting shorter. But when you put some of these cards out, maybe I'll just, create a little collage for you so that you can see how cool these decks look. These cards look. And then we can add something very blue. And they actually read so well because of the coloring, and it's very traditional in a way, So if you're used to reading Tarot de Marseille, you will know that the figures are very similar to how traditional Tarot de Marseille is. How the elements are spread on the cards is very similar. You can read positional way, and it's just so gorgeous. So yeah, that deck just makes me so happy. And I'm going to link how this deck is called, how you spell it, because it's French and I just don't know how to speak French, so I probably pronounce it wrongly, but I will link it below, and I will link the information about Pranic Room on Instagram, so you can join her, because she's a very talented artist. So Tarot Ozarks is beautiful. Another deck that really makes me happy recently, it's this Boer Tarot. It's out of print, but you can still get it, actually. I constantly see it in this shop in Poland, and also I think they sell through eBay. But this is gorgeous. I love this deck. Makes me happy because I love the frames and I love the figures. It's cool backs also. I think this is by US Games. Yes, it's US Games. So now Pablo Robledo, he made a beautiful version of this Boer Tarot, and I love this one because I think his coloring is a little bit contrasted and brighter, but this deck is gorgeous. I just really love how the people look. It reminds me a little bit of Jeanne d'Oro, and yeah, it's a pure historical Tarot de Marseille, and in this particular deck the hangman hangs the other way, and also there is a different it's you know, the other type of Marseille, but there's also, instead of the High Priestess, we have the Captain van der Boer, and instead of the High Priest, we have Bacchus. And I read somewhere that that was because of the, not Inquisition, but just the, you know, censorship around the kind of church images of Pope and Popess. So Van der Boer Tarot, definitely gorgeous historical deck. Happy place for me. Another one that I still adore and love is the Spolia. It's so beautiful. It's just such an amazing deck. It's such a great reader too. Seriously, if you're into Rider-Waite-Smith and you would like to work with a little bit of a modern version, and this one has also added cards, you can check my review of this deck or a flip through of this deck on my channel. I've done it. I show the whole deck. Oh, I love this deck. It's got also zodiac cards added. It's beautiful, and again, when you spread it together, it's just gorgeous. Like, if you like you know, your inner artist archetype is awoken and ready to kind of take over, you want to get this deck because it's just pure beauty. The colors, how it's, check this Seven of Wands. I just love it. So the backs are like this, and it's quite of a chunky deck because it's more cards, you know, I think it's 90 cards or 80 something, with 4 element cards and all the zodiac cards. So it's really cool. Definitely makes me happy. So sometimes, you know, decks that make us happy can be because they're beautiful, because they awaken this kind of like awe in us, and we know that beauty heals and beauty makes you happy. So another one that I could not put down, and I still reach for this deck very often and all the time actually, whenever I get a spare time to switch these decks, because I'm like in love with this one and in love with this one. But this is the Moonchild Tarot by Danielle, who made the Starchild Tarot as well. I'm wondering if she's going to do a Sunchild Tarot or something like that. We'll see. But this deck, incredible quality. The feel of these cards and the backs and everything about this deck, it's stunning. So I'm loving using it. It definitely takes me to a happy place just because it's so beautiful. And for some reason, this kind of gold and darker colors and a lot of warmth in this deck, it's very pleasing to the eye, and I think very healing. This Seven of Pentacles could be probably for me a description of this deck, how it works for me. It brings a lot of light to me and kind of makes me like, go from inside out and spread out, you know, the beauty. So Devil card. It's gorgeous. The whole deck is just amazing. I don't think there's a card that I would just go, oh, please. But how cool is this one? I definitely prefer the vintagey one. I also showed this deck in a video, so you can just put in my channel the search, in the search, you know, whatever you want to take a look at. And there's a lot of reviews of different decks. So Moonchild Tarot makes me happy, definitely. And then another deck that I want to mention is this beautiful bird oracle deck. I use it a lot in my readings, and this is by Jessica Smith, and the artwork is by Mia Emily Freeman, and these guys are also on Instagram, and they're wonderful. And the book Jessica wrote, so gorgeous. Also have a video full flip through of this deck, so you can take a look at it. It's very buttery, reminds me of Hypchick Tarot by Maria, and it's a gorgeous, you know, beautiful deck full of birds. So if you love birds and if you love the messages that work with animal decks, this is just the birdies, and it's gorgeous. So yeah, This one definitely. Also the touch of this deck. Maybe sometimes some cards, you know, it's not very slippery, so sometimes you might feel that the cards stick together a little bit, but it rubs off with use. This waxiness kind of the cards, but the feel of the cards, it's amazing. Another deck that makes me happy right now is the Never Far Away From Me Weaver's Oracle. I use this deck very often, but you know, you don't pull many cards from this deck because this deck is just incredible. Again, full flip through of this deck is also on my channel, so you can go and take a look. I use it for client readings, for the shadow readings I offer on my channel right now. I think they're perfect for sewing readings as well. I pull always a weaver for you, and this deck is amazing. This is an oracle deck, and it's just so incredible in the artwork, and definitely makes me happy, even though sometimes, you know, it gives you tough love. It's not one of those everything will be great. No, like, you know, work for it. So Weaver's Oracle, great. Very happy to have this deck, and that thanks to Melanie. Another one that I love and adore is the Mythical Goddess Tarot, and right now it's a little bit like my trusted Tarot of Transformation feel to me. It's a healing deck, and I'm using it very often for Chiron readings here on my you know, that I offer. And the booklet, it's very cool, it's well written, it's short to the point, and the cards, despite the fact that I'm not too keen on the artwork itself, I just love this deck, and I'm going to do a review of this deck. Right now it's not on yet because gorgeous Lena bought it for me for my birthday, and she asked me if I wanted get it before, and I said yes. So she sent it to me already, and I know about this deck from Lena from Fire of Transformation. So I don't know if she has a review of this deck, I can't remember. If she does, I will link her review below so you can take a look. It's a goddess deck, so it has you know, all the different aspects of the goddess. It has beautiful keywords as well, and it reads beautifully, and it's a healing deck. So yes, it does make me happy when I can work with it for myself, but also, you know, bring this healing vibe to people during the Chiron reading. Chiron reading is a very kind of healing reading, and this deck, just as well as Tarot of Transformation, suits itself so well. And also because of the coloring, and you can read intuitively with it so well. It just brings out, you know, I use my chimes also in the reading, so via color I connect to this different level of reading, and I did edge this deck. So definitely happy place for Kasia, Mythical Goddess Tarot. Very gorgeous. Another one that makes me very happy to have, it's the deck Darkness of Light that I received from Victoria, and it's not the I don't know, there's just something about this deck again, and as I said, I wasn't sure if I would purchase it myself, but now having it, I'm surprised how much I actually like this deck, and how much, because of this, it's not even a texture, but it's like the printing, it's so beautiful, and the artwork, it's so beautiful. I kind of, really, this deck grows on me. It has this, in the sword suit, it has this Game of Thrones vibe, you know, like the first season when there's a lot of winter and a lot of fighting, and I always thought like, oh, that's a bit of a Game of Thrones feel. But it's Rider-Waite-Smith again. Love this Hierophant. And very easy to read, obviously. Love the colors of the wand suits with the pink. Again, it looks so beautiful when you put it out. It just gives gorgeous readings. Very easy Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but again, it has that gorgeous artwork, and really this artwork gets on I just didn't notice how beautiful it was. when I saw it online, and now having it in my hands, I'm excited about it. Makes me happy. I like touching it also. I like that the moon is pretty scary. Come on. The Queen of Cups is pregnant. So yeah, it's interesting. Again, surprised by this deck. It reads well for me, and I do like shadow readings with this or with Dust to Onyx. Both amazing decks for shadow readings. And the one or two more that I want to mention. One is this Intuitive Tarot by Sheila Conway. There's just something soft and gorgeous about this deck, and good news is for everyone, because it's an out of print deck, good news is that Sheila will be reprinting it. Probably it will be borderless. I kind of enjoy this old version with this oval borders. Probably the artwork will be left like this, but you know, no white borders, so everything will be probably the same. Might be an interesting and gorgeous deck, and maybe I get the new version too, but this is now out of print, quite difficult to find, but this deck makes me also very happy. I don't know, there's just the softness of the oval about it, and the coloring of it, it's gorgeous. Love the strength card. I don't know if I already... the word card is also amazing, but there is the strength card, it's so cool. Can we see it somewhere? I'm not sure if I will find it now, but I did show some of this deck, maybe even the whole of this deck also, so you can, oh yeah, take a look at the strength card. So cool, if my camera will decide to focus. Strength, beautiful strength card. So this is Intuitive Tarot, and oh my god, I could go on, guys. Should I stop now? There is another two that I like, and this is the Lioness Oracle Tarot, and I've had this deck for a while. I got it from a swap with Nina, and you know, it's great. I like this deck. It feels good. It has just gives good readings, good for intuitive readings, because it's, you know, it's kind of Rider-Waite-Smith based, but it's far away, like it stretches far away. So this is like Four of Wands. Yes, you can get, you know, the feel of the card, but it's totally different depiction than Four of Wands in the regular Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And then from Victoria I got this Vision of the Muse, which I will do maybe a full flip through as well, but it goes really nicely, you know, with the tarot deck. So the cards are very similar style, obviously, and if we just pick one, you know, and just like put it, and the card says pause, so maybe that's enough. So it's the same style, but this is an oracle and this is the tarot deck, which can be also very often can be read as an oracle deck as well. So I'm going to show you guys this Vision of the Muse at some point, but these decks together also bring happiness and joy to me, you know. I'm just a slut for tarot art. In general, I'm a slut for tarot, so I'm in love with all these decks. I could go probably on and on. Sacred Creators Oracle, New Era Elements Tarot. I love the Lavish Earth Oracle that I use often. Manifest Being Seen from the beautiful Kristen and Becca Lee. You know, guys, I stop. I'll pause. Thank you very much for watching. And I had an amazing dream about a crystal Lemurian quartz, which I pulled this guy. He comes from Caucasus, from Russia, and it is a Lemurian. It's like full-on Lemurian quartz. I love it, but in my dream this Lemurian quartz had some kind of membrane here that when you tapped it you could hear sound, you know. It made like this sound of the, you know, like a gas bottle, which like this instrument when, you know, you have like a gas bottle and you try to, like, it makes this beautiful sound. So that's what my dream was about. having a crystal that kind of, when you tapped that membrane, it made this amazing healing sound. So I pulled this Lemurian because I thought maybe it vibes want to, you know, work with me right now. And I'm sending you also all the healing vibes that you guys may need today. And I hope you have a good night. And I'm definitely going to stop now and say bye.